Well, good day, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Gator Wesley Bios. Today on the show, we have Evan. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. So let's go ahead and start by having you tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, my name's Evan Morris. I am a freshman at the University of Florida. This is actually my second semester, and I am a finance major right now. I'm interested in the idea of business and also working with computers. And in my free time, I'm a musician. I like playing the guitar and some other instruments, as well as listening to music a lot.
So what kind of instruments do you play?
Well, right now, I'd consider my primary instrument my guitar, but I started out playing piano when I was very young, played the euphonium in the school band, and played that in marching band also in high school, and I also have dabbled in playing keyboard and bass guitar also.
Can you tell us a little bit about your mother and father, your parents?
Well, my parents actually went to the University of Florida also. They actually met at the University United Methodist, which is where the Wesley Foundation was originally housed in many, many years ago, and were a part of the Maranatha Choir. My dad was on upper room staff, and they got married in UUMC, and I was actually baptized in the church. And then we moved to Grace United Methodist a few years after I was born because it was closer to our house. But my parents have stayed in Gainesville since they graduated from UF.
And how has it been growing up in Gainesville?
I don't see it as being any different than any other town in Florida, but I guess we have had a few benefits of being near the university that probably have seen my fair share of Gator basketball games and such throughout the years, more than a few other people, and had some advantages like being able to take the SATs in Turlington and using the UF libraries for school projects.
And on that fact, can you describe a little bit about your early education, what kind of educational system you have been grown up in?
Well, I've always gone to the public schools here in Alachua County. I actually moved around a couple of different schools in elementary school because my mom is actually a school guidance counselor. And so a few times I'd moved to schools that were near here also where there were good magnet programs in town that I could attend. So I actually attended Archer Elementary, Wiles Elementary, and Williams.
So as you said earlier in the show, you did decide to choose the University of Florida, correct?
Correct.
And what made you decide to choose the University of Florida over the many different universities in this great state that we call Florida?
Well, obviously the proximity to my home was very beneficial for my education, or for my livelihood, that I can see my family and be close to them and rely on them if I actually need to, even though I live on campus. And it honestly is the best university in the state. It's got a great value for being a state school, but is also one of the best universities in the nation. As well as my family has a sort of a dynasty at UF. Both of my grandfathers went to UF, and both of my parents, so it's a family lineage.
And can you please tell us again what you have decided to choose as your major and what you plan on doing with that?
I am right now a finance major. There's a chance I may actually switch to information systems, which is still in the business school. But I don't have a great idea what I'm going to do with that. I'd like to work eventually in nonprofit or the government, or even some sort of philanthropic organization, because I love helping people and doing community service and serving others.
And as some of our viewers do know, you are currently in your first year at school, and you have finished one semester so far. How has that gone for you, and how do you see your future semesters going?
It went pretty well. I have kind of learned that I do need to keep on top of my assignments and classes and such, and be wary of what's coming up, but also that I need to be willing to kind of broaden my interests, not only in school, but also what I'm doing outside of school, that take some risks with going to different events and applying for positions. For example, I just got put on the leadership team at Wesley, and I'm even trying to start my own club at UF that will hopefully be launching sometime this semester.
That sounds very interesting. What club are you trying to get started, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it's called OPUS, which stands for the Organization of Performers United in Service. Basically, it is a club for amateur musicians, as well as some, I guess, people who are trying to go pro playing music, that are interested in service like I am, that want to help their community and help teach others about how to help their community. And so I'm hoping that we can we can help run some gigs playing music at different organizations around town, maybe elementary schools, nursing homes, as well as I've been in talks with people about playing at a charitable Battle of the Bands here at UF.
Sounds very philanthropical of you.
Thank you.
And as you have mentioned, you did say you are have started to become part of the leadership of Gator Wesley. Can you explain a little bit how you got started in Gator Wesley, how you found out, and also what you're doing right now?
Well, as I said, my parents both went to UUMC when they were in college, and even though my family goes to a different church now, it's always kind of been in the back of my mind that I could return here when I became a student. And in that way, Gator Wesley has kind of become a way to assert my independence, that I don't necessarily have to go to church with my parents. Even though they are in town with me, I can have a separate life, and I think it works better for everyone that way. But ever since then, I've been coming to Gator Wesley since the beginning of the semester and become more and more involved with things like the band and helping out with the servant team, picking up chairs, and now I'm on the leadership committee. Right now I'm one of 3 people in charge of the communication and outreach team.
And what do you do on that?
Well, we're going to, this semester, start have a big campaign to push flyers around campus, especially with the new students that are coming in with the Innovation Academy, and also try to encourage connections between Gator Wesley and some of the local churches in town.
And we want to thank you for coming on the show today. It sounds like you have a really wonderful life, and we hope you have a great time here at school, and we want to thank you for coming on the show again.
Okay, thank you for having me.
No problem. And in the last few moments, is there anything that you would possibly like to tell people that they should know, should already know, or that they don't know about you that you would like people to know?
I'm not really sure. I hope everybody gets a chance to meet me if they haven't already, but I'm Evan, and you should come say hi.
And you are indeed. And we thank you again for coming on the show. And this has been the Gator Wesley Bios, produced by James Jordan and produced on location at the Gator Wesley Foundation, which is a campus ministry of the United Church that services the University of Florida and Santa Fe. Tune in next time when we have more stories, more people, and more Gator Wesley Bios. Thank you and good day.